weighing in at 144 pounds, representing Gforce MMA from Cincinnati, Ohio, Mad Max Davis.
Got Mad Max Davis out of Gforce.
I've seen so many Gforce shirts around here. You see the cameras go up. Team Gforce is here in full effect supporting this guy.
Absolutely. Well,
They had more than one fighter on the card, probably.
Yeah. It's a very strong fight team. Let's see what Mad Max has to Both these guys have had two fights. Should be they both come from two strong fight teams. This should be a very strong, and this is going to be a very entertaining fight.
Yes, this is a lower weight division too. It's a 145. It's not the heavyweights. A lot of people they said I guess I'd say maybe more along the lines like the layman fans tend to say the 135 and 145s guys are a lot faster and move a lot quicker, and then UFC even went down and put the 125 guys in. So when you're 145, you're talking about guys that you may see guys at 250, 205, 265. They may not move as fast as these 145ers by any means. So it's kind of like watching little bolts of lightning.
Absolutely. Ron Gableman always has his guys ready.
Okay.
That's coach from Gforce.
Oh, Ron Gableman. Is that where the G comes from in Gforce? Is from Gableman?
You know what? I don't know.
Okay. I thought it might.
NoOx Wrestling from Eastview, Kentucky, Trea, the Truth Wills.
This is Trea Wills' second fight. He's had two fights. I've actually seen one of his fights. He's a very intense young man.
Yeah, that's what I like to hear. Intensity pays, especially in MMA. It may not be so good if you're a veterinarian, but if you're a MMA fighter, intensity. Oh yeah, you can just tell this guy's got his gi on. He's coming. He's ready.
I love watching lower weight classes fight.
I just have the utmost respect for any man or woman, for that matter, that trains and hones their skills and has the intestinal fortitude and the mental capacity to get inside the cage, lock the door, and go at it with another human being.
Absolutely.
If you can't respect that on some level, then it's definitely growing leaps and bounds. I think you said earlier it's the fastest growing sport in the world. I do believe
that. Trea Wills in the red corner, and we have Mad Max Davis in the blue corner. We're getting ready to get
these guys are starting. They look like they were ready to kill each other, sir. Look at that.
This is going to be intense.
2 words for you. Don't blink.
Yes, these two gentlemen are going to go. This is going to be very entertaining. All right, here we go. This is going to be one entertaining fight, I tell you.
Oh,
we got Trea Wills, yes. Good. That was his knee.
Yes. I think he's kneeing he's down.
Yeah, he's kneed when he's down. Yeah, call it timeout.
Yes.
Yeah, he's down. Yeah, he was totally grounded.
I think the knee hit his face when he was down.
Yeah, no, it wasn't.
Yeah, I would definitely take a shot. We're about to see what Gary says. He is the ref.
Neutral.
All right, now we just have to have Max Davis gain his composure because he did catch a shot. He caught a very hard shot.
With the amateurs, does he have the doc come and take a look at him just to make sure?
Yes.
Is that what happens?
Absolutely.
And then he does have up to how long to recover in the amateurs too? Is it still the 5-minute rule?
Or
it depends?
That's to be determined.
It's a case-by-case basis. Okay.
They are talking about him being grounded, meaning other than the...
And now the doc's going to check him out because they have to make sure.
Oh, safe than sorry.
Absolutely.
And here at Hardrock MMA, I think I speak for everyone. The fighter's safety is of the most importance. It is the most important.
Yeah, that's
thing
not
here.
here. Yeah, that
goes without saying.
You know, the people, Angela and them at the commission, you know, the Boxing Wrestling Commission, they do a great job. I think we're in the top 5 every year.
Oh, yeah, look, Hardrock's right there. I mean, he's right there worrying himself. As soon as he's seen it happen, he's right there worrying and waiting to see what the doctor says.
Yeah, absolutely.
And lots of promoters wouldn't be there, you know? He's happy.
And Trey the Truth Wills is going to apologize. They are going to take a point.
He gets a point.
Referee Gary Colin is deducting 1 point from Trey Wills.
I think it was an honest mistake. I really do. Yeah. In the heat of battle, that stuff happens.
It was intense. And I tell you what,
we were just talking about how fast these 145ers are, and then that happens in the blink of an eye.
Right. And Trey is taking it. You know, he humbled himself. He apologized across the cage. You know, now they're going to start beating each other up again. So this is
exactly, that's what it is.
Yeah, you know, this is an intense fight. You know, these are younger guys just getting started in their career. They're going to make mistakes. You know, he humbled himself. He apologized.
Oh, vicious knee. Vicious overhand right.
That was a good solid knee by Trey Wills.
Yes. Colin is going for the takedown right now. He tried to isolate the head, but he's almost got to where Trey's going to get his back. Oh, and they separated.
Yeah, that's
a nice exchange.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Oh, he tried a spinning back kick, but Trey was able to move out of the way. Max.
There we go. That's a good little tie kick there. We got Mad Max Davis bleeding out of the left side of his. I think it's up right. Where is he bleeding out of?
I thought it was his nose, but I couldn't be mistaken.
We got blood coming from somewhere.
Another right, what about left?
Yeah, good short of hand skills for Trey Wills.
Yes.
Max Davis trying to get his distance.
Max has that hand out there. He's measuring. Overhand right, Max.
They're doing very well countering each other.
Yes, and nice combinations from both of them also.
And a nice little quick left.
Yes, following up punches, following up kicks, following up punches with knees.
Absolutely. Trey Wills just answered with the overhand right. This is a good little fight. They're
it looks like it's under the right eye.
Yes, sir. I see it now.
It just took me a second. Under the right eye of Mad Max.
These two gentlemen are definitely showing their stand-up skills. They're not trying to take it to the ground. They're definitely stand up.
But I'll tell you what, props to Max. He just took a shot.
Absolutely.
Shrugs him off, push kick.
Great stand-up battle from these two gentlemen.
Oh, yeah. Trey Wills is back to the cage, but he looks like he's not afraid to fight.
Got him with a right.
Rocked him again, it looks like.
Absolutely.
But he better be careful coming in. These guys are rolling.
Mad Max Davis needs to start breathing through his nose, get that oxygen back to his brain.
Yes.
He got stunned a little bit.
Looks like he got shocked a couple times.
Good little quick combination by Max Davis.
Trey does seem to be swinging a little bit.
Got 10 seconds left in the round.
I think Trey's throwing a little bit more, a few more punches.
Good spin.
Nice. It looks like we're hitting almost in the liver. Oh, follow up on immediate takedown. Excellent. Wait. In the round.
Two good points being scored by both sides.
Yes. Vicious. Almost to that kick to the liver. If not, it was close.
That was close. Yeah, that's what that kick is designed to do.
Yes.
But that was good. And
you could see almost like he seen the shot right there in that split second, and he took it. And very, very good retaliation from Max.
Absolutely, absolutely. Trey Wills is doing a good job in his round today. He's showing some good heavy hands. He told me earlier his strength was in wrestling, but I'm impressed with his stand-up skills right now. And they're doing really well, Mad Max, and that is he's recovered quickly from that knee to the head. That takes a lot to recover from. But Coach Gableman's going to have him ready to rock and roll. They always have their good cardio at Gforce.
Oh yeah, and if you look over here at Trey Wills from the NoOx MMA.
Yes, sir.
He's taking a drink, and he was actually sitting on his guy's leg for a quick second. And he stood back up. So it looked like somebody in his corner told him said, stand up, stand up. So I think he's want him to, with the 90 seconds, I'm surprised that they don't bring stools in for the amateurs.
Well, they can. They can,
but they choose not to probably.
It's different, different camps, different teams,
So some may and some may not. It just depends.
And you'll see some people bring in ice, and
yes.
This is it's still an evolving sport. There's no codified way of doing the corner stuff.
Gotcha.
And these guys are used to doing whatever way they're doing it. If it works for them, rock on.
Round 2, I'm ready, man. That round 1 was a good one. These guys coming up there, they had the crowd on their feet.
Yeah,
got more of the same, it looks like.
Try that spinning.
Oh, and Trey got his back and was able to take Trey Wills down. He's got one hook.
He's got both of them in.
Max has both of them in now.
Yeah.
Trey's got 2 hands on one, though. He's preventing. He's got that other hand isolated.
He's sinking his hips in. And see, when I know that Team Gforce is a solid has a wrestling fight background. And that's what they said. That Max Davis, he is going to have a solid wrestling. And then with Trey Wills, he's also
got
a solid
the figure
wrestler.
4, and it looks like he's pulling back. He has the figure 4 isolate. Sorry to cut you off, around the abdomen, but I can't see the hand placement over there to where.
Yeah, I can't.
From
this position, I can't see. It looks like Trey has a hold of one of his hands.
Yes, I think he's still safe right now. But that figure 4, that's really. What does that do to your abdomen? Besides,
it compresses your breathing. It restricts your breathing, restricts your movement. Depends on how much you put on your figure 4. It could burn your legs out if you have someone in your figure 4. So if you can use it more as a controlling and holding movement, it's better. Mad Max looks like he's still trying to work that choke. He's trying to keep getting it tighter and tighter in. He's going to have to bring Trey Wills back a little bit more. Trey's doing a good job defending.
If Trey was to roll over to this side and put the weight and the pressure on his foot that's underneath his knee, wouldn't that be that would be the better way to try to escape that figure 4, correct?
Well, yes, but if it depends on where the shin is across the ribs.
Got you.
You want to try to spin in as fast as you can and go chest to chest. But I mean,
yeah, well, you could possibly end up in his where you'll be on top.
You'll be in his guard.
Yes, be in his guard. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're still working it with Mad Max having his left arm under. Trey Wills is doing a good job defending from the choke because he has that arm contained under his body.
Yeah, Max does have the other arm still wrapped around, though, so he is being really resilient with this choke effort.
Absolutely.
I just wonder how long Gary's going to let them go at this with with him just trying and the hand control being going back and forth.
Max Davis is still trying to manipulate and try to work his into a more dominant position, but Mad Max does have his. Max Davis does have the dominant position at this present time, and now he's stretching out, trying to stretch him out a little bit.
And he's got 2 hands on one again to pull his hand away.
But he's not up under
it's
the
more
chin.
of a face lock, isn't it, at this point?
Right now it's more of an annoying control. We have 10 seconds left in the second round. Hopefully we might be able to see a third round here.
I'm hoping.
There we go. It's going to third round.
You know what? I'm learning a lot, sir. Thank you.
No worries. Trey Wills did a good job controlling and trying to last in that round.
Look at disappointment on his face, but I'm telling you what, he has nothing to be disappointed about. He withheld the storm and is able. And now it's going to round 3, where they start back out on their feet again.
Absolutely, yes, absolutely. And now this is the younger guys. It's the cardio is what overwhelms people. Your body's just craving that oxygen to go to that blood, and it's a rough one. It's a rough one. But yeah, absolutely.
I'll tell you what, if you're just tuning in now and you missed the first 2 rounds of this fight by any chance, watch the rest of the card, go back and watch the first 2 rounds. They're definitely worth peeping out if you're just now joining us on our pay-per-view.
Absolutely. This has been a very, very strong stand-up round in the first round. Then they did some good wrestling down on the second round.
Yes.
Now we're going to see what's going to happen. We've got guys trying to, this is where intestinal fortitude comes in. This is where you're dead tired. Your heart's wanting to run down the street. And, this is where you've got 3 more minutes. And,
and these are 2 evenly matched guys from 145.
Absolutely. Once again, Hardrock does a good job matching these guys.
Oh, yes.
Touch gloves, and here we go. This has been a very, very action-packed fight between 2 very hardcore gentlemen. I mean, this is.
Usually, sometimes you see a guy where you can tell that he's more oriented for the fight to be on the ground. He would rather be on the ground, or a guy who would rather fight in the clinch or whatever. Seems like these guys, they're well-rounded. It doesn't matter where the fight goes. They're going to be prepared. They're going to be ready to go. But it kind of seems like these guys want to stand and bang.
Yeah, that's what this fight's been most of the time. Is one guy wanting to see the other guy's knees buckle and hit the ground. And right now this is.
He missed the uppercut, and he actually was able to dive in and catch him around the waist, but he wasn't able to complete the takedown.
Absolutely. And this is an even fight.
Big slam.
I really think that this could go either way right now, and this last round could be the determining factor of what happens with the fight.
That slam may have cost him a little bit of position, though.
Yes.
He did end up on top, but he ended up up Trey Willis's guard.
Yeah, and that's points. For the judges, they see that's
right,
aggression.
Because it's striking, grappling, and octagon control, correct? That's what they're graded on. So
yes, sir. This is a very entertaining fight. I'm very impressed with this.
I think to most fans, I can't speak for all casual fans, but most fans that watch, the octagon control part is the where they come into where they're like, oh, well, that's what they pay the judges for. Because sometimes you can tell this guy hit this guy more than that guy. But this guy was a better wrestler. But when it comes to octagon control, maybe the fans, if you could explain a little bit to the fans real quick what that means in a fight like this. Like right now, Trey Willis is on the bottom, but he actually has Mad Max in his guard. So the referees could be looking at the judges could be looking at this 2 different ways.
But yeah, they Max took Trey down, and now what Trey's going to have to do is he could use that cage to get out, but then on the other hand, Max can use that as a guy. Now, like right now, if he were to turn his hips more towards the cage, and then that way putting his head and pressing his body up against the cage, that's taking one less avenue of escape away from Trey Wills.
That's right, and by him getting the takedown and maintaining Trey on the ground, then he's definitely getting the grappling portion of the round.
Right,
yes.
And Trey needs to start using his guard more to try to work some type of submission or try to get out, and transition out for an escape of some sort. And that way, 10 seconds left. If Max Davis maintains control, then this could be
his fight for him. Yeah, it could mean the fight for him. It's over.
And it's over. That was an excellent fight.
Oh yes, and that was an excellent definition of octagon control, sir. Thank you.
That was very good fight. Now they have to walk around and impress the judges.
Oh yeah,
because it's going to the judges. Here we go. This is once again a packed crowd. I absolutely love coming to Expo 5.
Oh, yes. My first Hardrock MMA show was the last one they had that was in Shepherdsville. And I brought my wife, and she enjoyed it. I had a total blast from the moment I sat down till when we left. I was so excited. It was the first time I had actually been to a live MMA show.
We go to the judges' scorecards, where all 3 judges, unanimous decision winner, the blue corner Max Davis.
Very, very good fight. it's time for Trey Wills to go back to the gym and work on his stuff. He's a young man, he's a young fighter. Got a good career ahead of him. He's very intense.
He came out like an animal. You know, how much do you think that first? I'm gonna let these guys talk.
Gotta get all pretty first.
Oh yeah.
There you go. Now.
You can take that thing out of there and just don't get blood on the white shirt. I love you, Colin. Folks, one more time, your winner, Max, right here. At that weight, that round, with the accidental knee, did you feel it a little bit?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Did you know you wanted to keep fighting?
Oh, of course.
Okay, good. Now, you got banged up in the first. The second, third, I gave to you. What was it like?
Well, you know, in the first round, you know, it didn't drop like that, whether it was an accidental knee or not. I knew I lost in the first round, and I had to come back in the second and third and put on the show.
Your ground game was unbelievable. Folks, your winner, Max Davis.
They really have, Gforce